What's up, friends, foes, and pickle smokers? So today we are going to make Mapo Tofu. This one is for you, Anna, because I know you asked for it. Throwback hashtag roast bar days, if you know what that is. It's a pretty easy dish. I've had to substitute a couple of things because I couldn't actually get it. Pork mince being one of them, but don't worry. Smashing pork belly. I should have showed you how to do it, but I forgot, to be honest with you. The other thing we're going to replace is we normally use silken tofu, which is more like jelly. Nah, that's a rubbish. Curd. Nah. Anyway, silken tofu is like really soft, silky tofu, as the name suggests. Couldn't get any of that. Had to go to my local co-op to buy normal tofu, which is not generally my favourite because it's a bit firmer in texture, but it's all good. Anyway, here we go.
Let's retaliate, act up, act up. Let's retaliate.
Hey guys, so here we are, Mapo Tofu. Right, we've got red chilies, we've got garlic, we've got ginger, we've got tofu. Yep, pointing at tofu. What else we got? We've got some Sichuan peppercorns. In Chinese, this is called malat. That's not the name of the thing, that's the kind of the dead chili, the numb chili flavour you get. We've got black vinegar, which is shankiang vinegar. Worcester sauce if you can't get any of that. We've got Shaoxing wine. Again, if you haven't got that, dry sherry will do. And now we've got Chines Chilli oil, which you can get that pretty much in any supermarket now. Sesame oil. And then chili pea paste, double jian, which you kind of need. That's really one of the essential importance. There's no substitute for that. You can get that in the Chinese store. A little bit of five spice, although you don't have to have that. And pork belly. Couldn't get any pork mince, so I had to get pork belly and chop it up into tiny, tiny pieces using a meat cleaver. So, here we go. Hot wok. And I guess the first thing we're probably going to put in that is a little bit of oil. Come on video, we're going to get there soon. Probably should have edited this out so we didn't have to sit here listening to me chat shit. Fucking hell, come on. Should I delete this? I might delete it. I'm not going to delete it. Oh, there we go, there's a hand. We want to see if it's hot. Is it hot? Yes, it's hot. So first we're going in with some bit of rapeseed oil or any kind of other neutral oil that's got a high heat, high smoking point. I've completely forgot that off screen, but that is, oh there we go, that is the Sichuan peppercorns. We want to grind those up. You might be able to get them ground. If you happen to come along something called prickly ash oil, you can use that instead, which is basically Sichuan peppercorn that's been turned into sort of oil form or extracted as oil. That's like even better, but generally can't get that. I used to have some years ago, but can't get it anymore. Anyway, here we are, Sichuan peppercorns. You can get in any Asian store. That was a flop. There we go, get it all in. We're going to toast that. Ordinarily you toast spices dry in a dry wok without oil, but you know, CBA right now, so it's just fucking going to go in with the oil. Spatula, didn't know what one of those are. Give it a stir. In with the pork mince. Again guys, do you know what? Pork belly chopped up finely using a meat cleaver is hell of a lot better than your ordinary pork mince. I promise you, you're going to love it. It's a lot nicer than pork mince. I think pork mince just tastes like gross old pigs, so this is a shite side better. What we really want to do is get some nice colour on that pork. The main difference being, people say about browning meat, and it isn't just about like just cooking it, browning it. It's actually about like caramelising the meat. So if you just brown it to a point where it's like grey, it's not good. It's no good. And that's the same with spaghetti bolognese and chili con carne or whatever you're making that's using mince, whether it be pork, chicken, turkey, beef, whatever, veal mince, any of those. When you're browning it, I suggest that you generally don't just brown it to the point that they're like just cooked. Because what you'd normally do is you normally put it in like on a cold pan or a medium heat, get that pan hot, and get it browned with like crispy edges. Up, I've got next to fuck all sesame oil, but you know what it is. It looks like I'm putting a lot in, but I'm basically putting nothing in. But basically like a teaspoon and a half, maybe 2 teaspoons of sesame oil. Keep stirring. Obviously, it doesn't act quite the same as normal mince because I've said I've chopped it, so it sort of clumps together a little bit differently. And because it's pork belly, it takes a little bit slower to cook through. But we'll get there eventually. Just got to keep pushing it and breaking it up. Anyway, so while we talk about watching this shit, let's talk about coronavirus. Seems like things are still the same, still stuck in quarantine, but it's all good. I'm here making cooking videos, loving life. Wife's working, kids are at home, doing my fucking head in, but there we are. Anyway, back to the video. Shaoxing wine. Let's go with a tablespoon. Pretty rough measure. Depends how much you like that flavour. I like it a lot. Don't forget, guys, it will cook out anyway. Like, you're frying it right at the beginning as you're browning it, so pretty much all the alcohol will be burnt away or cooked away, just leaving with delicious aromaticness. You kind of do need it in a lot of Chinese dishes, and a lot of the ingredients that I use, especially in these Chinese dishes, are, you know, use them over and over again. So like, don't feel like, oh, I'm gonna have that and then I'm gonna never use it again. You probably will. Right, in goes, I think that was the ginger. We'll go with ginger. Put in the ginger. Flop in the chilies. Chilies obviously depends on how hot you like things, because don't forget we're adding chili bean paste and chili oil, so there's a kind of few layers of different types of chilies going in there. Now we're going to fast forward. Gotta get through this shit quickly, because I don't really want to just sit here watching that. Right, in goes garlic. Don't put garlic in right at the beginning, because if you cook the garlic too long, it will burn and then it will taste bitter. Tastes like shit. Don't do that. A little bit of five spice, again, not too much. This isn't a heavily sort of five spice seasoned tasting dish. You just want a tiny little back note of it. So don't put too much of that shit in. Give it a stir. Obviously, it's keep colouring. At this point, pretty much put no liquid in. And here we are going to start putting our first liquid stuff in. So chili bean paste, doubanjian. I'm going to put that in. I'm going to put about tablespoon, maybe 2. I think at the end dish. It probably could have done a little bit more. It's also really hard to see on my camera, like, to show how red it is. It kind of doesn't look so red in it. It looks like a sort of off orange. 2 tablespoons, dos pavlovor. Give that a stir. I can't describe to you the taste, what that chili bean paste is like. It's kind of like, not even tart, it's just like a piquant, spicy, tangy chili paste with a beaniness to it. I can't describe it. I mean, it's pretty good. Again, get it, because it's not just this dish you use it with. You use it in quite a lot of cooking, in Chinese cooking, especially with like spicy dishes. Like if you're going to make dan dan min or dan dan noodles, you want to use that. Could not get any normal soy sauce to save my fucking life, so I had to go to the little Sainsbury's and get this pissy little soy sauce. In goes black vinegar. Again, guys, seasoned to taste. Pretty much the same with all of this stuff. There's no sort of quantable measure. I'm sure there is, but I don't have one. I probably went in with just under a tablespoon of that. It depends how kind of like acidic you like your flavour of your dish. I quite like a lot of black vinegar in this. Again, if you can't get that black vinegar, what sauce will do. Keep stirring it. Just sort of reduce all those kind of liquids in it, really. Don't worry, it's too dry. So what we're going to do is later on we're going to bring that back up a little bit in terms of like how wet the dish is. And you can like make it however dry or wet as you like. I'll show you in a minute. So here goes chili oil, chili oil. So what you want to do is give that a bit of a stir, because all the chili generally settles to the bottom and all at the top. As you can see, there it is, chili oil. So teaspoon, I've probably gone with about 2 in total, but again, depends how hot you like it. I'd say I like food pretty hot, and it comes to pretty good spice level for me. Maybe a bit too spicy for everyone else. If it is, maybe just 1 teaspoon of chili oil. Always taste it, by the way. 1 teaspoon of chili oil, maybe 1 bird's eye chili. If you want to know what chilies I'm using bird's eye. I normally always use bird's eye for cooking. Like pretty much for everything, to be honest. Just because I know I'm measuring and I know how much spicy, how hot, the chili is. Anyway, give it a stir. Keep reducing that shit. And we wait. So what we need is a little bit of chicken powder. You don't have to put chicken powder in, you can just put water, but I like chicken powder. You probably buy chicken powder online, but I always get it at my Asian store as well. It's fucking delicious. And also what we want to do is make up a bit of corn starch slurry. So like generally tablespoon of water to a tablespoon of cornstarch. But first of all, we're going to let it down a bit of water. Again, it really depends like how strong you like things. If you felt like you've over seasoned it, or you just want it more liquidy as a dish. And traditionally, it's a little bit more liquid the way I serve it than the way I serve it. But I like it this way. This way is much better than traditional. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, so put it in water, and then obviously make your cornmeal starch. Doing that is a piece of piss. We all know how to make cornstarch. Again, about equal parts corn flour, so about equal parts water. Cold water. Don't do it with hot water, you fucking mongs. So if you do that, it's going to go clumpy. Cold water. That's my way. Give it a stir. Smoothing it while it's really thick. Yeah, look at that. That's what you need to do. Put hot water in. If you mix it, try and mix it with hot water, or you try and mix it with the food that you got in the pan, it's just going to end up like a piece of shit. So don't do that. Do it my way. Follow this recipe. Well, look at my recipes. They're not even recipes really, are they? But if you follow roughly what you're watching here on a video, it's going to turn out well. It's going to turn out banging. Unless you don't like spicy food, then you've clicked on the wrong fucking idiot. You clicked on the wrong fucking video, you idiot. And I can't even talk. And here we go. Pouring in slurry sludge. Alright, I'm going to thicken it up slowly. Again, add it as you go along. Don't add it too soon. If you add it all at the beginning, you might have made it too thick and then you end up with porridge. It's going to be shite. Don't want to do that. So just put in a little bit at a time. See how thick you like it. You're like, oh, maybe that's thick enough. Don't forget, after like a 30 seconds or 20 seconds, it will get thicker and thicker. So like just give it a stir and a bit of a cook first and then see how it plays out. And you'll be like, actually I want it a little bit thicker than that. Like I've done. There we go. And there is our Mapo Tofu coming together. Again, normally this dish is a bit redder, but obviously this hasn't come across very well in my video. But I promise you it's delish. Right, and goes the tofu. Now, because we're using firm tofu, obviously it stays together pretty well in the pan, like even when stirring around. If you use silken tofu, which is what I normally use, I suggest you cut it into bigger chunks. If not, put the whole solid block that it comes in, and then chop it once it's in the pot. Because if you use silken tofu, all it ends up happening is it all disintegrates everywhere, and you end up with just like looks like little flecks of egg all in your dish. So just be careful if you're using silken tofu. You've got to have a really delicate hand with this. But obviously with this dish, we are using normal tofu in with pork mince. You can do it with beef mince if you really like, but pork mince is normally how it's done, and it's almost always used with less pork mince than I've used. But I like meat. And there we are, Mapo Tofu. So I hope you enjoyed today's dish, guys, and I'll see you on the flip side. Stay safe,